be 13-2.
13-2. 13-2. That's dope. We got a great group of guys. I'm happy right now. I'm starter.
How many interceptions did he have for the season? Six. 36-6. Man, what more do you need to say? It's amazing. It's not bad for a running back. We good? That's a drop the mic. Get out of here. Yeah.
Just drop it. Look, I think a standing ovation all around for the Ravens organization from top to bottom. That's about as good a season, taking everything into totality, as any team has had in a really long time. And make sure everyone understands the reason why. We can't live in a world where we assume everyone knows the history. Laura, what was the book on Lamar Jackson less than 2 calendar years ago?
He wasn't supposed to be a quarterback, Greeny. His mom, Felicia, even had to fight for him to be recruited as a quarterback in college. He then goes to the NFL level. He was picked later than all these other guys. He was still the first-round pick, but 32nd. And here's a guy that has now come out, will be the MVP. We've all solidified that at this point, and has proven it every step of the way by staying true to himself and by throwing the football, which I think has been the key to all of this, too.
You heard John Harbaugh say it, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And let's give credit where it's due. Rex Ryan, you sat in this studio with me in August, and you told me, maybe not this, but that a really special season was coming. I will admit, I thought you were nuts. You were 100% right. What did you see coming?
Like I said, you're right again. I've talked about it often that I've been right on like everything this year. But when I see it, he's such a special talent. And the reason I knew about this kid is because I follow Clemson all the time in the ACC. Mm-hmm. And this guy, I'd never seen anything like it in my life. You know, watching this kind of quarterback, this kind of athlete. And let's face it, it's not just because of his legs, it's because he could throw the football. And Greg Roman's done a phenomenal job with this, you know, putting this offense together. But Greeny, I thought this kid is clearly the MVP. But I would also give the MVP to Eric DaCosta and Ozzie Newsome, because he still lingers out there, when they picked up Marcus Peters. Because what do they want to do? They want to win the Super Bowl. They needed that piece on defense, made a huge difference.
So they've been brilliant. They're 13-2. But we said in the tease there are 2 things for them to be worried about. One of them is the injury to Mark Ingram. It's a strained calf. He doesn't have to play next week. They'll have a bye the following week. So in 3 weeks, hopefully he'll be ready to go because he's an integral piece. The second thing they need to worry about, in my opinion, is that the Kansas City Chiefs are peaking at exactly the right time. A team that all year long, their defense was horrendous. It's gotten a lot better. And Patrick Mahomes, that offense didn't seem to be clicking. He got hurt. He came back. Right now, to me, if you made me pick, I would still take the Chiefs to win the AFC.
And there's not going to be a lot of arguments. There's the thing with the Chiefs. The last 6 weeks, their defense is as good as anyone in the NFL. I want to say that again. In the last 6 weeks, the Chiefs' defense is as good as anybody in the NFL. And then Patrick Mahomes is healthy. Folks, Patrick Mahomes looks back to being Patrick Mahomes. You see the confidence. You see the outside of the pocket plays. Kelsey's uncoverable. Tyreek Hill is healthy. So the one thing that this team needed was a defense to not be bad. Not only has the defense become that, but now they've become a dominant unit. Think about that. You've got the most dominant or most dangerous offense in the NFL, and now you're pairing it with one of the more dangerous defenses in the NFL, and they're built on speed.
I just thought of a question here, and Rex, I want to ask you, you are the defensive mastermind and genuinely one of the great defensive coaches in the league. Would you rather right now try to stop the Chiefs offense or the Ravens offense?
That's good.
Glad you asked that.
Who would you rather play? You're playing in the AFC Championship game. Which of those 2 offenses would you rather go up against?
Yes. I'd rather go up against Baltimore's, I guess. But I'm going to tell you something. Make no mistake, Baltimore is going to win. They're going to end up beating Kansas City. I get it. Kansas City won earlier in the season, but you talk about peaking early or peaking at the right time. That's what this team's doing. So I believe in the Baltimore Ravens. And look, I'm late to the party on this defense. I never thought they were worth a darn because I've seen it. This kind of defense just fail constantly. The reason they're playing so well is because they get big leads, and then you can step on the gas and be creative and hey, we're going to come after them with no side effects because you're with nothing that because your offense is going to score. They're not going to have that kind of same success against the Baltimore Ravens.
So I'm getting a call. It's
Yes.
Tom Brady. He says, did you guys see us play on Saturday? Don't leave us out of this conversation.
That to
Okay, I've
me,
been wrong once.
that to me is somehow the scary team left. Like, this is a team that for the most of the year couldn't get anything going. And now, this past weekend, they figured out a fullback with the Landon Roberts to run the ball. Those receivers were trusted by Tom Brady. They got the run game going. They got play action going. Lacoste made some plays. And here's the thing about New England that's scary. When New England starts to get creative with their play calling, they know they have something. They took number 52 and put him at fullback. This guy good. Landon Roberts, who's a linebacker, he is a good, put his face mask on your face type of fullback. And now this gets their run game going. And now this gets their play action game going. This is the thing that they did last year. New England, to me, because of this one game, is really scary. Because what I'm seeing them do is get the ball to people that they believe in. And that, to me, tells me New England got something.
Okay, in the AFC, pick one for me. Pats, Chiefs, Ravens.
Ravens, not even close.
Not even close.
Really?
Not even close, no.
Ooh.
I'm
How do
going to
you
tell you
reckon?
because
What?
New England or Kansas City is going to have to go to Baltimore. I don't like it, man. They're such a complete team. They've been the best team in the league for almost the entire season. I'll take Baltimore.
God, I hate these questions. If I had to pick one team right now, I'm picking New England.
Wow.
And I picked
Wow.
Baltimore last week, but what I saw Saturday, what I saw, the physicality that they played with, they controlled, they played forcible, they dominated, they had play calling, they ran the football, they were strategic with their play calling. Everything looked like New England over the last 15 years. That's scary to me. And
You're picking on the past, though, more than you even are right now?
I'm picking on what I saw Saturday.
Okay.
Because that was the best that they've looked all year. And when a team like that figures out what they can do and who they can be, I want no part of them. And they need Tom Brady to be really good for
The money, because you have a performance like this. Look, they led the league in offense. So, man, there's a lot of positives. This kid's had a great year. But a game like this, you can come crashing down off of that money. Does anybody want to give them that kind of money right now? I don't think so. Here's what I saw in this game. This was a Dallas Cowboy team. All you got to do is beat a team that's all beat up and everything else. But you know what? I knew I took the Eagles.
Yes, you
Why? Why would I take the Eagles? Because this was a playoff game, wasn't it, Greeny?
Yes.
What happens with Dallas in a playoff game? They get beat. Because they no-show. They forget they got one of the best running backs in the league. We saw that. You got the quarterback that hasn't practiced all day. And who in the, like, how can you throw 44 times with a guy that never even practiced?
The Cowboys are like New Year's Eve, man. The Cowboys are New Year's Eve. You get all this build up, you have all these plans, everything's going to be great, and then New Year's Eve happens, you go, it wasn't worth all the money.
It's so depressing.
He doesn't have the money yet. Let's dive a little deeper into him before we go anywhere else. Because he, after the game, refused to make any excuses because of the shoulder.
Yeah.
But the reality is some things are excuses and other things are reasons. It's not an excuse that his shoulder hurt. It's a reason that his shoulder hurt. He doesn't miss all those throws if he's fine, right? He was missing wide open guys yesterday, and all of them were high. That had to be a function of the
I've
injury.
been around or heard of one guy at the quarterback position being able to not practice the whole week and actually play well. That was Steve McNair. He used to never practice because he was always beat up. The fact that Dak didn't practice all week and then plays poorly is a direct correlation to that shoulder injury. I've had shoulder injuries where you miss some time. I'm telling you, getting back onto the practice field, you go, okay, what kind of throws can I make and whatnot? It was obvious to me he didn't feel well enough. But at the end of the day, if you're going to go out and play, you better play well. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for Dak Prescott. Everyone else can. You wanted that moment. You wanted the opportunity with Amari Cooper to be the stars of the show. Yes, you were hurt by some drops, but there's some big-time misses in this football game, in some big-time moments. Here's the reality, too. That miss to Tavon Austin, if that's Tom Brady, if that's Aaron Rodgers, if that's Carson Wentz, we're putting those guys on a crucifix. We are crucifying those guys today. I'm not going to let Dak Prescott avoid that moment. He got to make those throws. If you're going to ask for that money in that moment on the road, I don't want to hear about the shoulder. You got to make the throws, and he didn't.
Yeah, and when I look at this, the thing I love about Dak Prescott is that he owned it.
Absolutely.
You know, so that to me, that's what a leader is, and that's what you want at that position. So many guys get it wrong. We know the guy, you know, in Cleveland, I mean, he would have been blaming everybody else. Me, probably. All right, by the way, overrated as hell. But anyway, when you're looking at this kid right here, what happens, though, in tight moments, all right, game on the line situations, like this is a huge game. That collar gets tight, but not just for Dak. It gets tight for Jason Garrett. It gets tight